The magnitude of Banfi is incredible. The landscapes go on for miles, the vineyards are verdant, and the castle behind me has become famous, emblazoned on bottles of Brunello and exported all over the world. What you see behind me is not a factory, it's a winery, Banfi's Winery, where science, research and a passion for winemaking go hand in hand thanks to the Mariani family.
This area is called Horizon and is a project completely developed by Banfi, made by our technicians, so by our winemaker, engineer and agronomist. As you can see, these are very strange tanks because they have two elements, the stainless steel on the top at the bottom, and the central part is in oak. Why this? It's not because we are crazy. But you know, at a certain point we did want to go back to the traditional fermentation because we knew that the use of the oak allow us to extract more tannins, more color, more aroma. This is only for the top wines, the Brunello, the Super Toscan, Rosso di Montalcino, and it's mainly, we can use it also for the white wines, but it's not really necessary for them, while it is really very important for the reds. The oak would need to be changed in a few years.
Of course,
while the stainless steel parts are forever, you know.
It remains.
Yes. We do the harvest by hand. We do have a selection table here. We have 4 women working there, selecting the bunches.
Banfi's grapes, selected and harvested only by hand, arrive here at the winery. The bunches are chosen manually by 4 ladies who stand at the selection table. And then technology comes into play, as an optical grape sorter discards any berries that just don't make the cut. Because at the end of the day, nature doesn't mean perfect grapes.
We do a very soft pressing.
Okay.
And then we rack the wine through the stainless steel pipes.
Okay.
In the area of Montalcino, they found more than 600 different ecotype of Sangiovese. But the true research started from 180 different ecotypes. That was 1982. We could plant the first vineyards with our clones of Sangiovese. We selected 15, so from 600 we went to 15, and we use mainly 3 of them.
It's incredible to think of how many, clones you were beginning with, and how many the selection process.
Yes, it was a big job. It was a big job.
These clonal studies, led by Professor Attilio Scienza of the University of Milan, confirm that Sangiovese is a vine family that's highly sensitive to the soil and climate. A challenge, but also an advantage, as it's a grape able to convey its surroundings in the most expressive of ways.
These tanks are used for the fermentation of the white grapes, for the fresh wines like the San Angelo Pinot Grigio or Le Rime or these wines. And then we use them also for storing the wines before bottling. Even important wines, because even for the Brunello, you know, the Brunello makes the aging in barrels, and then at a certain time it's ready.
Yeah.
So we do the blending of the different barrels.
Yeah.
You know, the winemakers
That's the fun part.
work
Yeah.
a lot on that. And then when it's ready to be bottled, if we are not ready to do that, we store it in the
because it remains unchanged.
as it
doesn't.
is. Yeah, as it is.
It stops the process,
Yeah.
the aging process. Yeah.
We thought to the hospitality to receive people, even big group, so big space. Yes.
Yeah. So people can think, but the winery continues working while you
while
have
people
visitors.
is inside.
Yeah.
The big difference between Banfi and many other wine producers in Italy is that Banfi was founded completely. It was built as it was a project, a long-term project. Just to remember where you are.
Beautiful Banfi. Oh, look at the beautifully carved.
It's engraved, yeah. We have an area over there where we age the staves. It takes about 3 years. It's a long process.
It's
and then
fascinating.
Gamba makes the barrels for us, following our technical direction.
You can feel the wine resting in the spacious cellars, a sanctuary of barrels made to measure by the historic Gamba coopers in Piedmont. Banfi selects the wood from specific French forests. The staves are aged here in Montalcino and then go back to Piedmont for coopering before returning home again to Tuscany.
This is our very classic traditional Brunello di Montalcino. It's the color of the year 2011, which was a very nice year. It's quite a deep garnet red, which shows a certain evolution. When you're drunken, you have always this long persistence.
It's a beautiful Brunello because it's so accessible. You know, people sometimes think about Brunellos being bold and bolshy and aggressive with the tannins, but this is actually very rounded. And you know, in 10 years' time, it will be an even more beautiful wine to drink because it will be even more velvety and rounded in the mouth, and a beauty, you know, with a good T-bone bistecca or something.
More recent is this label. This is called Poggio alle Mura, like our castle, because here the Sangiovese is picked from a small area near to the castle. For us is maybe the most Banfi expression. The red is more that ruby red, dark ruby red, and not this more garnet red.
The rubiness of the wine there, and it's a beautiful colour, but a beautiful expression of Banfi and what you're doing here in terms of blending science and Mother Nature, as you say.
And even in the nose, you can follow this concentration that you can find in the colour. Maybe the difference is there's a little more freshness in the nose with respect to more openness, to more sweetness.
Beautiful combination of different aspects on the nose.
It shows you how different Sangiovese can be, or Brunello can be, depending on soil, climate, selection, aging process. Brunello Riserva, always under the name Poggio alle Mura. In this wine we use, we can say, the cherry pick of the Sangiovese. We really select each single berry after the destemming to find out only the perfect ones destinated in that label.
Swirling wine releases all of the different aroma compounds. What I enjoy so much about tasting is that it's a chance to get creative with your vocab as you try to describe all that activity and everything that's going on in the glass.
it's a beautiful wine, and it's got a beautiful finish on the mouth, and this is really why people come here. You know, it's the expression, the highest expression of Bamthi. You know, which is famous all over the world. And
Poggio alle Mura is our 0 kilometer wine, if you think the vineyard is behind the window.
oh, it's right here.